All right, here we go. We're on Reservation, and a beautiful house. It's got great curb appeal, which I ended up with the agent here who's doing the open house, and then we ended up kind of chatting and walking back here. So I'm starting the video here, but this is, you could use this as an extra parking space, and so that's nice. So this one has, you could park 2 cars right here for sure. So it is a 1-car garage, but you could park 1 car here and then the other one could pull up here, and there's room to back down. The grade is not steep on this driveway. This is a lovely driveway. Great driveway. So, and this could be extra, there's probably an HOA, you're probably not parking a camper here or anything like that, but you could pull another car up here, if your son has a car or if you have a kid with a car moving forward. So this gate, it works totally fine. I just had opened it already before I started recording. So we'll walk out here, and here's the garage, back deck here off the sunroom, which is lovely. So this one has, okay, so this has the kind of yard that my house has, which is not for everyone, okay, but it is nice. So you have usable yard up here. So it's just kind of tiered, if you think of it like a tiered yard, right? So this is a composite deck. It's gonna be really hot right now because it's like 85 here. So sunroom situation here, we can just see, again, not criticism, just condition. Here we go. So there's some, it's like a vinyl. I think they added the vinyl on the outside. These look like they would just kind of come out. They look like they're temporarily screwed in and probably stored somewhere to just give a little bit more cold proof. When it's cold, it just keeps a little bit more of that air getting in. I don't know if you've ever shrink wrapped an old window, but that's the thing. So composite steps here. There's a lot of mulch here, but it does look pretty good. So it's been remulched recently, probably for sale. Composite steps here. Great space up here for kids to play, kick the soccer ball, whatever. Nice looking shed. It's cute. It's got little flower boxes. It's got a nice big overhang there. So it looks like it's in good shape. So the yard up here, this is reasonably flat. It's not entirely flat, but it's pretty flat. You have an old fire pit if you wanted to rehab that. And then I will walk around the other way so we can see the other side of the yard. But let's see. So these are relatively new. This is nice. And you have this pathway that goes the whole way. And sorry, you're going to see really harsh shadows here because it's like the middle of the day and there's direct sunlight. So I know that makes it a little bit less perfect, but here we go. So condenser. Here is another part of the house. I'm not sure which part, we'll figure it out once we get in there. You got some rock ledge here. The yard has been pretty cleared. There's really only that one big tree. These steps are in good shape. So aside from being, unconventional as far as placement and lot go, but how we talked about how sometimes we have to be a bit unconventional to find the right place. And here's another gate here. So far it looks really great. The siding was newer. It's not original siding. It looks like it was in pretty good shape. The soffits are all good. I didn't get a good look at the roof. I'll take a look at the roof. Okay, so this is not actually a path here. Oh, maybe it is. Okay, it's like, okay, it's kind of like a wandering path. It's a different kind of path. So they have the downspout things here, which is good. And then we're just looking for the key to get into the house, and then I will do that video for you. Okay, so here we are in Reservation Drive, and this is about to have an open house, so you're probably going to see people, but that's okay. We love people. So front door right here. This is a vinyl, but it's not a cheap vinyl. You can tell it was properly installed. This feels more like a concrete slab, so it's easier to install on those, but parts of it are. So the floor feels good. It's not, there's no issue like we had before. And again, you're going to hear talking in the background. So we come in, this has the colonial layout mostly, right? This has the bit of a split level vibe, but I like it. I like it. So you walk in, very spacious here. There's a front living room to our left. It's very nice. It's pretty big. It's probably 12 feet wide, maybe 13. It's hard to tell. You could definitely put a couch and a TV in here if you wanted to. Very nice here. I'm assuming, the cabinets probably don't convey, but the shelving is very nice. And I don't see anything to indicate this is gas, but let's take a peek. No, this is a wood burning fireplace right here. Beautiful ceramic tile. That's really nice. It goes really well with the floor. So this room has not been painted like, immediately. You can tell they got a little bit of blue splatter here. It sounds like, you're not opposed to some painting. So I'll point that out as we go. This room, would maybe want to repaint like at some point, but it looks fine for right now. It has not been freshly painted. So this is front living room. And then to the right is a dining room, which is very nice. So this is the same floor throughout. You have a chair rail. And then we have the 2 windows here. And without that buffet there, you could get a table that was like longer here. So it's, it gets tricky with the path of travel like we talked about. But this has a lot of width here. So if you moved it a little bit more this way, and you wanted the path here, like there's a lot of flexibility in this dining room. This is a great sized dining room for a family of 6. So you have plenty of space. And then we will see the kitchen. So they have the trash right here and right here. One of these is probably recycling. This is nice. This is a granite countertop. These are a nice, a bit more contemporary than honey oak. Like they're not that honey oak, but they do look like an oak. They have kind of like the medieval hardware, that's probably not in style as much anymore, but you could easily change the handles if you wanted to update the look a little bit. The backsplash is really cool. It's like a metallic, yeah, it's really cool. And this is one of those cool like workstation sinks kind of, so it has like the drying holes kind of built into the corner here. So, and then a little thing here. Faucet looks nice. They're, double. This is cool. I mean, it's for a corner sink. Like this is legit. Lots of drawers. The cabinets go to the ceiling, which is really nice. So this home is still occupied. So, I'll keep that in mind as we're browsing here. But dishwasher, and then you can kind of see this room up here, right? So, nice cooktop, built-in oven. Here we go. Yeah, some frosted cabinets there, which are really nice. The backsplash is super cool. It looks really nice. There's a little bit of blue. There's some blue in these counters. Some outlets. And then here we go. So some drawers. And then this, I don't know that this is a drawer. So this may have used to be a cooktop that they moved, because a lot of times that's like, there's no drawer here because there was a cooktop in there. I couldn't promise that, of course, but that's what I see a lot. Nice wood cabinets. These are solid wood cabinets. These are high quality cabinets. Nice fridge here with an oven. It's a slightly older oven, but it's an expensive brand and it looks like it's in good shape. You got more cabinets on here. Yeah, this one has a lot of cabinets. I know you were concerned about that. Oh, okay, so these are like the shallow little mini junk drawer, some wine storage, or, fancy water bottles or whatever you're into. Actually, this would be great for those kid water bottles. I don't know, we have like a million of those. And then over here, built-in fridge. Let me back up a little bit since I've got it wide. Very nice desk area. Cabinets. So this looks like this would be pantry, and they obviously have a small child, so they have some of these on here, but you would take this off. Nice pantry storage there. And then it looks like there's a little bit of storage back here too. So let's take a peek. Okay, that's nice. So these are shallow, but they have, yeah, this is cool. These are high quality cabinets for sure. So I'm not sure who thought it was a good idea to put a drawer down here, but, there we go.
Hi, come on in.
So it's busy. This one's busy. So you could put like a little kind of table here if you wanted a little bit of that breakfast room, like eat-in kitchen vibe, or or not, because the dining room's right there. So whatever works for you. But there is some room here. If you didn't keep the play kitchen, there is some room here for something like a chair or something for sure. And then, so I know we're kind of going in a circle here because I'm trying to avoid the people as much as possible. But here is the powder room. So here's the front door, right? Entryway. And then this is probably a coat closet. So it's got bifold doors, but they work really well, which is nice. And then here is the powder room. So it's right across from here. And then, here's the kitchen back through here. Beautiful bathroom, very nicely updated. This is the same floor in here. it feels pretty, yeah. So this, like, there's a one spot here, you know, where it's a, like, since we talked about that, I just pointed out, but looks really nice. Very nice in here, you know, some extra storage. This is a very modern looking bathroom. You know, they have the beadboard. There is a vent up there. So super cute, basic, you know, guest bath. And then, all right, so there's the stairs that go up to the other areas, kitchen. And then to the left here is the utility room, which is amazing. This is an amazing utility room. It has beautiful floor. It's painted. It looks nice. It has cabinets. Yeah, this is like a dream utility room. So you come over here, and if you wanted to enter through here, sometimes, because, you know, there's that concrete pad there, you could enter through here. There's little shoe stuff, you know, so you have some extra cabinets in here. Those have pull-out shelves, so that's nice. Fridge and freezer, usually those convey, we can double check, but typically, and if it didn't, you know, you could put one there. You have some cabinets here. This is probably like an electrical panel. They usually, let's see, it's harder with that basket. Yes, and I can't really get a good look at it right now. But, you know, that's an electrical panel. Washer and dryer here. Here is nice. This is amazing. Like, I love this kind of sink. This is the kind where you can set like the cutting board or like the grate, you know, it has that ledge right there. But for a utility sink, having a real sink is super nice. So let's check out these little, what is this? Okay, so this is like random under the stairs crawl space. They have a ton of stuff back there. You could definitely store things back there. It's hard to open with where the vacuum is, but there's definitely some storage opportunity back there. And then in here, you know, extra tile, furnace, there's some paint back there, water heater, a mop. Great, you could store a little bit in here. Not a ton, but a little bit. Okay, so now let's go to this up here. So we're gonna go up the steps here. All right, and so this is the same floor. It's laid in a different direction, which actually is a really cool look. This was probably an addition, would be my guess. And that's why you kind of walk up. They probably would have rearranged the staircase here. This would have been a landing. This is lovely in here. That is a very large couch. So if that gives you, I'm not good at guessing square footage estimates. I wouldn't even want to guess, but that's a big couch. Let me tell you, like, all of your kids could fit on that couch and all their friends. So big TV in the corner here. It is mounted, little storage. So then let's peek. I love when they build in closets. Super nice. So, okay, so you have some closet here. That looks pretty good. There's probably some venting or, you know, something in there. So you don't get that whole space, but you get a lot of it. These windows are lovely, floor to ceiling. They're in pretty good shape. Yeah, so again, some paint, you know, so if you wanted to, like, this room could use a repaint, but it's totally fine. You could totally live in it. It looks great. There's just a few areas where, you know, they probably painted it themselves. And not everyone's good at that. So here's the venting. But this is a nice storage closet. They use it for games and toys for their kids. So cool space in here. Very thoughtfully designed. This over here is a little strange. It makes me think that there might have been a wood stove here at one point that has been removed. So it you know, it is definitely like a different vibe here where the floor switches. My guess is that there was a wood stove there at some point. So that's a big window. This door opens from here. This is the sunroom. Oh, well, they have a nice TV in here also. It's definitely warmer in here. So I don't see, they have a space heater. And then this, you know, this would have been the original exterior. This is like a nice deck floor. So this is more of an outdoor space. It is very hot in here currently. So you could get a mini split and have it installed. Well, actually, I don't know that it'd be harder to put a mini split in here because it's all windows. Yeah, if you want to know, I could think on it a little bit more of how you could make this room more air conditioned. It's a little challenging because there's no drywall. The only drywall, like for a mini split, never mind. If you love this house, text me, I'll help you. But otherwise, they have the nice kind of outdoor furniture in here. It has a very nice feel, tons of sun, beautiful space. And then you walk out to the deck right there. So, and that's what we saw. That's the kitchen window right there. And then you can see the yard. So it does slope up. But when you're sitting in your sunroom, you don't see other people's houses. You see, well, mostly mulch, but you see sky, you see trees. Here, let me sit down so you can see what you see when you sit down. I mean, you see like a little bit of that house, but like this is a very nice, peaceful, serene view. You're not staring at other people's homes. So I think that's nice. There is a sliding door here. It's got the plastic on it. So yeah, but we'll close that just because it's really warm in there. And then we'll go up this other little flight of stairs here, and we will see what is up here. We have, okay, so this is either the original hardwoods or potentially an engineered wood that was replaced a handful of years ago. This room right off the hallway here is very cool. It's very eclectic. It's styled cool. One of your boys might like it. Nice, you know, modest closet, okay, but plenty of space for that. This is a queen size bed. So if they had a smaller bed, you'd have more room for a dresser or a desk or something like that. But this is a queen size bed just for your spatial awareness. And then we're just going to go kind of counterclockwise here as it turns out. Another room in here. It's a very pretty lilac color. This is lovely. This has a good space. It's about the same size as the other one, I would say. Let's peek at the closet. The floor is in pretty good condition. So this is obviously a little baby girl's room. So, but it's nice. Great space, great size, ceiling fan. These are nice blinds. So they're like Roman shades, or I think something like that. Maybe not Roman shades. Anyway, nice. They're like a twill. They have an off, they have like a kind of cream. Very nice. You would like them, I think. And then we'll head over here. And so this one has the cellular blinds, which is nice. But though they're definitely prettier in the purple room. Oh, look at this one. Okay, so about the same size. So all these rooms are similar size, which is great when you've got multiple kids. 2 windows here, cellular blinds. These are blackout blinds, so those are great for summer mornings when it's bright at 5 a.m. This is also, you know, a baby's room. They might have baby twins or something. And so the double hanging racks here, which is great for kids' clothes because then you can store twice as many.